One of the things that SchooLinks is going to support us in is really finding that first assignment for your college application process and determining the colleges that you plan to apply to. Where do I want to go? What school is going to be best for me? So SchooLinks is going to help us in developing a list of schools that fit your personality, your academic record. This is crucial to having a successful application process. Finding the right type of school is an important part of ensuring your success in college. And the first step in finding the best college for you is determining what are your priorities. So what type of college do I want to apply to? What are my post-secondary options? Where do I want to start looking for colleges? And again, this is all something that SchooLinks is going to help support you with. Before we can answer some of these questions, we want to know what your options are. So the first thing to talk about would be four-year colleges. Four-year colleges grant a bachelor's degree to their students over the course of 4 years. After a bachelor's degree, some students will enter the workforce directly, and others, depending on the field choice, you might need to go on for a graduate or even professional or doctoral degree. A two-year college will grant an associate's degree and are usually less expensive than a four-year college. This can include community college, junior college, trade schools, technical schools. Graduates of two-year programs can pursue employment directly or transfer to a four-year college to earn a bachelor's degree. Public institutions are state funded. And so they're usually cost less for students that are residents within the state. Private institutions are privately funded, but structured as nonprofit organizations. They usually cost a similar amount regardless of a student's location, but tend to be more expensive than public institutions. So what are some of the things that we need to make sure that we're doing to prepare ourselves for college? And one of those things is testing. So with admissions testing, there are typically two different tests that you would be looking at. So the UCs and CSUs next year are test optional or test blind for freshmen for fall of 2022. So over 60% of US colleges and universities are going to remain test optional or test blind for fall of 2022. They know what we've gone through the past year. And so they know the restrictions and just the lack of access to these tests that you guys as the class of 2022 have had. So we really, really highly recommend that you check directly with the colleges that you're interested in to verify what are their admissions test requirements. If you are not sure, contact the school directly. As of right now, UCs will be test blind. Test blind means even if you take the test, they're not looking at it to make any admissions decisions. Test optional means that they could be looking at the scores if you took it. Information is updated frequently on colleges' websites, so please make sure that you are looking at that information. For links to register for either exam, there is the SAT or that ACT. And then subject tests have been discontinued per the College Board. All right, so about the ACT and the SAT. The ACT, it's going to be that 25% English, 25% math, 25% reading, and then 25% science. It's out of 36 points, 1 through 36 possible points, and there's no penalty for incorrect answers. For more information, please visit act.org. SAT, that's going to be your evidence-based reading and writing. Your mathematics, the scale ranges from 400 to 1600. And then the scale from 200 to 800 for that evidence-based reading and writing and math. All right, so what are some other things to consider when I'm looking at the types of colleges? Location, location, location. If I know that I love California and I love the beach, I'm going to be filtering some schools of I want to make sure that I'm staying in California. I want to make sure I'm by the beach, or I want to make sure I'm in the mountains. Some students might want to be on the East Coast, and that's something that we can absolutely filter by. Something else to consider would be school size. Some of you might thrive in a smaller school setting. Some people, where they really want to be is around tons of people. So those UCs, those big state schools are really going to be where they're going to excel. You also want to take into account the US region. Is this a place that you want to be living around you? Some students will also want to look at sports. There's different kinds of sports. They might have competitive sports such as NCAA. Others, you might want to look and see if they have intramural sports if you're not going to play at a competitive level. Admissions, GPA. What's my GPA compared to the average GPA admitted to students at that school? Looking at test scores, what's my GPA compared to the test scores of the average acceptance rate itself. Some students, I'm going to apply to schools with really small acceptance rates or really big acceptance rates. It might matter to some people. Finally, tuition. This is a big one, guys. This tuition is huge. Some of you, you might say it's not a big deal. I'm going to apply for financial aid or scholarships. Some people might apply to a school because they've heard that they give awesome financial packages. So that's definitely something to consider. Graduation rate. How many students graduate within 4 years? That's really important to you. Make sure that you're filtering by that as well. And finally, degree type. We don't want to go to a school that doesn't have the degree that we want. So bachelor's degree, associate's degree, certificated program, making sure that it has the correct degree that we want.
On the junior dashboard to-do list, students should click on the post-secondary planning and college search learning unit. Then click on the green Go to Feature button. This is a learning unit developed by SchooLinks, which includes videos and an assessment to help students better understand the planning process for college. To complete this task, students will need to watch the videos and complete the campus lifestyle assessment. To access these videos and assessments, just click on the tile. The process for exploring colleges in SchooLinks is simple and intuitive. On your dashboard to-do list, click on Explore Colleges and click on Go to Feature. This college search engine allows students to customize their college search using features that match their college fit. The row at the top includes search functions to help students find potential colleges. By default, SchooLinks includes a search of California public and private schools, but you can widen your search by clicking the X next to the search criteria and selecting new search criteria in the headings at the top. For example, if I wanted to search for schools that are public and look for schools that are in the western part of the United States and find a school that offers a Division I men's basketball program. By selecting these options, the list of schools narrows down to schools in the Western region with Division I men's basketball. If I see a school I'm interested in, I can click on the name of that school, and the school's profile will open up in a new tab. This includes a wealth of information about this school, including a brief overview, some videos from current students, information about the campus setting, and the student body. Students can also look at different majors that are offered and the number of graduates in previous years in those majors, along with information about student life, financial aid, and admissions. If a student finds a school that they're interested in, click on the favorite icon in the upper right-hand corner. You can choose to add notes or you don't have to, that's up to you. And this adds this school to the student's favorite list. Students should be working on this and finding favorites before the end of May so that they complete a final list soon after.